So there's never been a better time to buy a few things off the old wish list, like this leaf blower. PayPal can pay for your purchase. The Great PayPal Checkout.
No purchase necessary. Ends July 18th. See official rules at paypal.com/thegreatpaypalcheckout/terms. Participating merchants only must use PayPal Checkout online. Coverage of up to $100 and eligible purchases per card.
Affordable GLP-1s. Try Wegovy at $199.
Future health, weight loss.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Michael and Mike from REM, explaining some of the history of names the band used.
In the history of REM, there are a bunch of names that have always been kind of thrown around by the people that write the books that we called ourselves for one show or another. The truth is, none of those names really stuck, even for that night. Sadly, some of them were remembered by the people who were around us, Negro Wives. And what was the other?
My favorite was Hornets Attack Victor Mature.
Yeah.
We used that once. And apparently Hornets really actually did attack Victor Mature at one point, which, must be memorialized somewhere.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more of REM and all your favorite artists.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Guns N' Roses songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Paradise City.
Take me down to the Paradise City where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me home? Yeah.
Number 2, Sweet Child O' Mine. Number 1, Welcome to the Jungle.
In the jungle, welcome to the jungle, won't you bring me to your knees? I'm gonna watch you bleed.
Hear more from Guns N' Roses and similar artists now. Search for Guns N' Roses on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Right now, it's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANG. That's BANG. Enter it now. Miami's Fox Sports 940. We are Fox Sports. Here's what you need to know on Fox Sports 940 Miami.
Round 1 of the NBA draft is in the books. The Heat selecting Illinois guard Kasparas Giacosionis, 20th overall. Marlins taking down the Giants 8-5 in extras from San Francisco. Roberto Hernandez doubled home a pair of runs as part of a 4-run 10th inning. He led the team with 4 RBIs as Miami has won 4 of 5. Will try to sweep the series this afternoon. Meanwhile, the Marlins are going to be without a key member of their starting rotation for the rest of the season. Max Meyer will have surgery on Friday for a hip injury. He was originally placed on the 15-day IL after tweaking his left side in a game earlier this month. Inter Miami had their game against Atlanta on Saturday rescheduled ahead of the club's round of 16 matchup against PSG in the FIFA Club World Cup on Sunday. And the state of California is being told to change its rules regarding transgender athletes competing in girls' and women's sports. The Department of Education says California has violated Title IX. I'm Karen Curtis, 940 Fox Sports, Miami.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA in Miami, WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
1-0 pitch. Stowers cracks that one out to center and deep. Siri is back. He looks up and it's gone. The Marlins waste no time. Kyle Stowers with a 2-run shot, and they take a 2-0 lead in the first.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
2-1. That kicks away from Rodriguez. Hill breaks for the plate. There will be no throw. And on a wild pitch, the Marlins walk it off again. 1-2. Conine lifts out to left field. Tommy Pham working back to the warning track. So is Sawinski. They look up and it's gone. Griffin Conine to left center. And we're tied at 2 in the 7th.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
Well, nice job, Ahmed. Welcome. We're live here from Oracle Park in San Francisco on a 64-degree Thursday afternoon. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio. It's Fox Sports 940 Miami. Game 79 of 162. The Marlins, they've won 8 of their last 12, and a chance today at another sweep this month, a possibility at some early summer cleaning. San Francisco has not been swept at home this season. The Marlins will try to do so here this afternoon. We're pumped to bring you Game 3 series finale, Game 3 of this 6-game road trip for the Marlins. This one between the 44-36 San Francisco Giants and your 33-45 Miami Marlins. Jansen Junk, who's pitched to a 2.60 ERA across 27 2/3 innings, will get the second start of his season for the Marlins. Hayden Birdsong, 23-year-old right-hander at 6'4", 216, gets his second start against the Marlins in the month of June. We get going this afternoon at 3:45 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Thursday afternoon with Jack McMullen and former Marlins All-Star closer A.J. Ramos. I'm Steven Strom. We thank you for your participation in the program. We had such a fun night yesterday. We've really had a great start to this road trip, snatching the first 2 games in San Francisco. Let's get you the lineup for the show tonight. We will first start with Jansen Junk. Jack and I got a chance to sit down with him on Tuesday. Dave Fleming, one of the radio voices of the San Francisco Giants, joins Jack as well to preview the series finale. We'll get you out of the count with Junk and Birdsong, our Expo question of today at Marlins Radio, and Steve's guarantee to victory. So let's start here with Jansen Junk, man. This has been an evolution. We've seen Jansen Junk piggyback Cal Quantrill and succeed. We've seen Jansen Junk be an untraditional starter, come in the second inning. Anthony Veneziano would open up for him, whoever it may be, Cade Gibson, and Jansen Junk would follow and succeed. We saw Jansen Junk in his first start in a Marlins uniform succeed. The bottom line, this guy has done it all, but it started really from the beginning for Jansen Junk. This is a guy that threw 86, 87 miles per hour in high school, did this weighted ball program, got his velo up, went to Seattle, played with Tarek Skubal. He's got a really interesting story. But the big key with Jansen Junk is his ability to supinate. Now, for my visual audience here on StreamYard, you can see what I'll do with my hand here. For our audio audience, let me explain it to you. Pronating is an inward rotation, right? So if you start to turn that right hand, you'll be able to see your palm. Jansen Junk does an incredible job at just that. He's able to throw the slider, the cutter, the sweeper. He's got this innate ability to have a good feel for pronating the ball. Now, just to give you the option, to give you the opposite so we can go through the whole thing, supinating is an outward rotation. If you turn your hand, you should see your wrist and your right thumb should be, tucked under if you go inward. But the bottom line here is Jansen Junk has done an incredible job at pronating or supinating the ball, rather. I got that the other way. Of course, I tried to explain that, and I got the complete opposite direction. Let me start all over here. Supinating is when you turn the wrist and you get that slider, that cutter, that sweeper. The pronation is a changeup when you point this way and you put your thumb underneath. I totally botched that. But the bottom line is Junk does an incredible job at just that. But there's a story behind why he has this amazing ability to throw that sweeper, that cutter, that slider, and that ability to supinate the ball. And here's what he had to say.
Well, the crazy story, which I believe to be true, in college, I actually broke my wrist in the weight room doing a hang clean. And I think it never healed correctly. So it was kind of gave me, it's fine to laugh because it's kind of made me who I am now. And I have never been able to pronate as good as I once did back then. So it was allowed me to get on the side of the ball and throw my sliders a little bit better. And my fastball has a little cut to it. And I think it really clicked probably 4 years ago or something, probably that 2021 season with Moscas. He was like, dude, your slider's really good. He's like, you're a supinator. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I'll throw this more. And then had a lot of success with that. But the thing is, it's getting to this level, it's now I need a changeup. I would love to have a changeup. And I tried to throw splitter for 2 years. And I got smaller hands, so it's very hard for me to like consistently like get that shape that I wanted. And then finally this offseason, I went back to the changeup, and it's like a special kick change. I'm sure like people have seen the hype about it, and that's kind of what I throw now. It's like I'm not pronating through it like a lot of our guys do with their nasty changeups. So I'm using a little different leverage from the ball to create that shape.
All right, so that was Jansen Junk again. That was a podcast that Jack and I did on Tuesday rather. That is on all platforms on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. To explain this thing one more time, Jansen Junk's talking about his ability to supinate the ball. That is when you're able to throw a slider, a cutter, a sweeper with your right hand. If you turn your right hand, you should be able to see your palm. Pronation, obviously the inward rotation, you would see your right thumb kind of tucked inside your hand. So again, really cool to get to the nitty gritty of why Jansen Junk has had this ability to throw the slider, the sweeper, and the curveball, and that's a big part of his arsenal. He's throwing that slider 29% of the time. He's throwing the sweeper 16% of the time, and the curveball 12%. Not taking anything away from his fastball because it's been awesome for him as well. He's up in the 94, 95 range for that fastball, but let's call it spade to spade here. Jansen Junk's ability to spin the ball is a reason why you're seeing the numbers on where they're at right now. He's got a 2.60 ERA in 27 and 2/3 innings pitched. He will start for the Marlins this afternoon, and you got to feel good not only with the way that Jansen Junk has been throwing, but just San Francisco has been ice cold offensively. Hopefully, Junk can keep it that way here this afternoon. We will break. We'll get Dave Flemings on and Jack McMullen. They'll preview the series finale. Marlins looking to sweep the Giants and get their second sweep of the month. Marlins on Deck continues on the Marlins Radio Network.
1-1. Otto rips that one into left center field. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. Both runs going to score. Augustine from third, Stowers from second. Otto cruising to third base, head first dive. He is out on the throw. 0-1. That one flicked into center, past the dive of the shortstop and Thomas into center for a base hit. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, and Heriberto Hernandez does his job. He guided the barrel to that, and it's a 2-run single to make it 4-2 Fish in the top of the 8th. 0-2. That one flicked over the jumping glove of the second baseman Koss into center for a base hit. The Marlins get their run across. It's an RBI single for Otto Lopez. He didn't try and do too much. Just like last night, he guides a single into shallow center, and it's 5-4 Miami in the top of the 10th. It's got Lopez at first, Winkler at second. And Hernandez tomahawks one into left center field. That gets in for a base hit, and that's going to roll into the alleyway. Winkler in to score from second. Here comes Lopez from first. Throw going home, on target but late. A head first dive got Otto Lopez in. Hernandez pushes to third on the throw, and Heriberto Hernandez comes through again. A 2-run knock and a 4 RBI day. It's a 2-run double and a 3 spot in the 10th. 1 pitch. That one lifted out to shallow center field. Shortstop Lopez working backpedaling into shallow left center, and he makes the catch to end the ball game. It was a big 10th, and Tyler Phillips shuts it down in the bottom half of the inning. Heriberto Hernandez, the hero tonight. 4 RBIs, including a 2.
In Miami, reimagined, redesigned. Rediscover Miccosukee Casino and Resort online at miccosukee.com.
Well, we're rocking and rolling here on the Marlins Radio Network, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Back in the studio is, of course, the one, the only Ahmed Jordan, hitting the 1s and 2s. I'm Steven Strom, host of the program here. Jack McMullen and AJ Ramos have your call at 3:45. Jansen Junk will go opposite Hayden Birdsong, but before we get you ahead of the count, let's listen in on Jack McMullen's conversation with Dave Flemings, one of the radio voices of the San Francisco Giants. They recap what was an outstanding win for the Miami Marlins, who stood out, plus where Logan Webb ranks in San Francisco Giants franchise history.
Thank you, Steven. Officially a friend of the program this year. Second time Dave Fleming has been on Marlins on Deck, TV and radio announcer for the San Francisco Giants. Do you get tired of this ballpark? This is like paradise in baseball.
I do not get tired of this. This is pretty cool. You and I are on the field right now, which is beautiful in and of itself. And it's just a perfect San Francisco day. But then when we walk upstairs and get in the booth for the game and you get to see the water, and today there'll be tons of sailboats and kayakers out in the cove. It's a pretty special place.
I'm excited for day baseball at Oracle Park. It was also fun for us to watch Logan Webb. It was more fun because the Marlins got a win yesterday. But Logan Webb, 6 innings, a 2-run ball. You've seen a lot of good pitchers for the San Francisco Giants. And off the top of my head, I think Lidscomb, I think Bumgarner, I think Kane in recent memory. Where does Webb stack up for you in your time calling Giants baseball?
Yeah, he's headed towards that upper echelon of true all-time San Francisco Giants greats. You go back in the old days, you got Juan Marichal, you got Gaylord Perry, and then the modern era, the guys you rattled off. Logan Webb's getting into that territory, and the thing about Logan this year is the strikeouts have been there. So, he does it differently than any of those other guys you mentioned. He's almost more like, remember Rick Russell pitched for the Giants, or John Burkett was a guy who got a ton of ground balls. And, Webb, for most of his career, has almost been like that kind of guy. And now he's leading the league or close to leading the league in strikeouts. So you combine the ground ball opportunities that he generates plus the strikeouts. He doesn't walk people. He is an ace. And, part of the reason why the Giants are pushing so hard to get to the playoffs, why they made a really big trade, why they're looking to make more moves, is because they feel like if they get there, and we saw it in 2021, he went head-to-head against an all-time great Dodgers team and shut them down twice in a 5-game series. Like, they know this guy can do it in the big games, and that's why they're being so aggressive.
What has this first week with Devers been like in San Francisco, just in terms of a media circus and around the clubhouse?
Yeah, really fun. I mean, I think that's what you play for. That's what you build a franchise for, is to, have weeks, have moments where everybody's excited. He's excited. The fans have been totally into it. Now, it hasn't been a perfect week for him on the field, and I think you can almost tell he's trying so hard to make a really positive first impression. He's very happy to be here. I think this is going to be a great place for him. So we'll see what happens today, but maybe Giants are headed on the road after this game. Maybe just getting away from the spotlight. It's been very bright on him for 10 straight days. Maybe getting away from that will help him sort of get into his normal routine.
Dave Fleming, a couple more for you. The Marlins have obviously gotten 2 great wins so far this week in San Francisco. I know, talking to other announcers around the league, they use the term like scrappy or gritty when it comes to us. When you watch the Miami Marlins play baseball, what comes to your mind right now?
Yeah, those are good words, and I think Edwards has changed your team. I mean, Edwards is a pain in the rear, and you can see pitchers getting frustrated because he's almost like you traded away Luis Ariz. It's almost like you replaced him with another Luis Ariz, like a guy who's hard to strike out, is going to spoil a bunch of pitches. And we've seen some big-time swing-and-miss guys on the Giants have a hard time putting him away. And I do think that has like a trickle-down effect. So I'm not giving him all the credit, but I think his presence and the way he looks right now has kind of changed the team a little bit.
Dave, last one for you. When you guys were in Miami, we saw a couple of talented young starters. Kyle Harrison is now a Boston Red Sox. We see Hayden Birdsong for the second time today. What's going on with Birdsong right now? It seems like there are some pitches that are getting hit decently hard.
Yeah, I think the fastball command for him is almost everything. Like when he's getting ahead with the fastball, his fastball's got good traits, but sometimes he sprays it around. When you get behind in the count at this level, it's hard. So I think for him the key is land the fastball. It's hard to hit. If he spots it and gets ahead, then he's got put-away pitches. He's got a great changeup. He's got a curve. He's got a slider. Like, he's got the full starters repertoire. Just get ahead in the count, and everything follows from that.
Dave Fleming, really appreciate it. I can say best of luck now because we're done with you after today. Appreciate it.
You're done with us, so enjoy the day in San Francisco.
Until next year. Steven?
All right, good stuff right there, Jack McMullen and Dave Flemings. Well, the Marlins, again, looking to sweep the San Francisco Giants and secure their second sweep of the month. Jansen Junk, Hayden Birdsong, that is your matchup on the mound. We will dive deeper into the pitching duel. That should be at 3:45. We're back in 2 minutes on the Marlins Radio Network.
3-2 again. Again, Stowers goes, and Wagaman lifts that one into left center field. That is in, and that will get to the wall. It two-hops the wall in left center field. Stowers got the head start. He's around third. He's heading home without a throw. It's an RBI double for Eric Wagaman, and the Marlins are on the board in the top of the second. Center, but some grass. 1-2. That ground ball through the left side for a base hit. Wagaman getting the run around. Ramos' throw coming home is on line, but it's late, and Norby pushes to second with a head-first dive on the throw. 103 off the bat. Giant infield is in now against Otto Lopez. In the first pitch, Otto slaps into center field. That is in for a base hit. Sanchez can walk home. Otto takes a turn at first, but retreats there. And the Marlins are stringing some hits together. After the Sanchez triple, an RBI single for Lopez. It's 3-0 Fish in the top of the third. 0-1 pitch. Ramos cracks one down the left field line. That is in for a base hit, and that will be extra bases. It kicks off the jutted out wall. Devers around third. Relay throw coming to the plate. On target on a hop. Hicks picks it up, and Devers did not slide. Liam Hicks, the catcher, swipes the tag on Devers, who is trying to score from first base. 7. First pitch. That was in his hands. Past the dive of the third baseman, Schmidt. Into left field for a base hit. That's going to plate another. Ramos' throw going to second base. It is not in time. Exit is second, standing up. He plates Norby from second base, and it's an RBI double. The lead is doubled. 4-2 Fish in the top of the 7th. 3-2 again. Schmidt with a ground ball over to short. Could end it. Otto to second for one. On to first. In time for the double play. Otto Lopez, the shortstop.
Lowe's.com for more details. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Hey, this is Andrew Nardi, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
Don't miss a moment of Marlins action. Download the iHeartRadio app. Make Fox Sports 940 the top preset to listen to every Marlins game this season. Game 3 series finale, last game in San Francisco before we head off to the desert to face off against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Steven Strom, host of the program here, Jack McMullen, AJ Ramos. They have your call at 3:45. Ahmed Jordan back in the studio holding things down. This has been, honestly, a crazy season series against the San Francisco Giants. The Marlins now 3-2 against San Francisco. 15 runs scored, 13 runs against. This has just been a wild, wild series this season against the Giants. They both kind of play similar games. Pitch first, don't score a ton, but once they do score, they're able to hold on to a lead. Well, Jansen Junk, 29-year-old right-hander from Federal Way, Washington, will make his second start of the season. We talked about the evolution of him. He piggybacked Cal Quantrill for a couple of starts. He then was a second inning, untraditional starter. We had Cade Gibson or Anthony Veneziano open up in the first. Jansen Junk would follow. In every role this guy has really succeeded in. He was a traditional starter last week. But all in all, Jansen Junk has been fantastic. 2-0, a 2.60 ERA, 27 2/3 innings pitched, 25 Ks to 2 walks this season. He did pick up the win on Friday against Atlanta. 5 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, 5 Ks, no walks. It was Junk's first true start since 2023. He did face this San Francisco Giant team on May 30th. He went 4 shutout, out of the bullpen, 55 pitches of relief. He has never pitched at Oracle Park in his career. Hayden Bursong, 6'4", 216-pound right-hander, makes his 7th start of the season and 18th appearance of 2025. This guy pitched really well for Bob Melvin out of the bullpen. They lifted him into the starting capacity, and he's been up and down. He's 3-1, 3.25 ERA, 52 2/3 innings pitched, 55 Ks to 20 combined walks. He allowed 4 earned runs on Friday against the Red Sox, 7 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks. 4 1/3 did not factor in that start. He failed to complete 5 innings in 3 of his last 5, so he hasn't been getting deep into games. He did beat the Marlins, though, on June 1st, 5 1/3, 1 run, 88 pitches. Couple of notes on Birdsong. He throws a 4-seamer, a slider, a changeup, and a curveball. He throws that 4-seamer 42% of the time, the most strikeouts on that pitch for him in that arsenal, and that slider 26% of the time, but opponents are hitting 340. Eliminate the fastball, try to get him to throw that slider. That should be the plan of action for the Miami Marlins here this afternoon. So Jansen Junk, Hayden Birdsong, they will go off at 3:45. We'll break here. We'll get Jack McMullen on. We got some storylines to discuss. Marlins looking to sweep their second opponent here in the month of June on the Marlins Radio Network.
1-1. Otto rips that one into left center field. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. Both runs going to score. Augustine from third, Stowers from second. Otto cruising to third base, head first dive. He is out on the throw. 0-1. That one flicked into center, past the dive of the shortstop Adames into center for a base hit. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, and Heriberto Hernandez does his job. He guided the barrel to that, and it's a 2-run single to make it 4-2 Fish in the top of the 8th. 0-2. That one flicked over the jumping glove of the second baseman Koss into center for a base hit. The Marlins get their run across. It's an RBI single for Otto Lopez. He didn't try and do too much. Just like last night, he guides a single into shallow center, and it's 5-4 Miami in the top of the 10th. It's got Lopez at first, Winkler at second. And Hernandez tomahawks one into left center field. That gets in for a base hit, and that's going to roll into the alleyway. Winkler in to score from second. Here comes Lopez from first. Throw going home, on target but late. A head first dive got Otto Lopez in. Hernandez pushes to third on the throw, and Heriberto Hernandez comes through again. A 2-run knock and a 4 RBI day. It's a 2-run double and a 3-spot in the 10th. 1 pitch. That one lifted out to shallow center field. Shortstop Lopez working backpedaling into shallow left center, and he makes the catch to end the ball game. It was a big 10th, and Tyler Phillips shuts it down in the bottom half of the inning. Heriberto Hernandez, the
Unlimited Welcome y AT&T Internet Recorder no es una línea Unlimited Starter SL. Requiere Xfinity Internet. Velocidades reales varían. Velocidades se reducen después del uso de 30 GB por línea. Los límites de datos y los ahorros reales varían.
Well, we welcome you back in the Marlins on Deck. Marlins Radio live from Oracle Park in San Francisco on a Thursday afternoon. Stephen Strom, Jack McMullen, AJ Ramos. Listen to your Marlins on the go. Download the iHeartRadio app. Make Fox Sports 940 your top preset to listen to every Marlins game this season. Man, Jack, what a amazing win for the Marlins last night. And you can take it in a couple of different ways. The way that they responded after the Giants struck first in the first inning, the 10th inning. I mean, where do you want to start here? What was your favorite part of last night's victory?
Aside from Big Bert, it's a lot like Big Bird, but I'm going to go Big Bert.
Sure.
Aside from Big Bert, honestly, I thought it was the top of the 10th, and that feels like a layup because we scored 4 runs in an extra inning, but the ability to bounce back after the Giants scored 2 to tie it in the bottom of the 9th, I thought was something that, maybe this Marlins team 2 months ago is not doing. That feels like a game where if a run scratches across in that 9th, the second run's going to scratch across, and then they may drop that one in 10 or 11 innings. That was not the case yesterday. They said, okay, clean slate, new game, top of the 10th, we're going to pound 4 on them. And that's what they did, and they did not let up. Obviously, a big knock from Heriberto Hernandez, but I thought the bounce back from the bottom of the 9th, let down to the top of the 10th, putting up that crooked number was the big thing for me.
Yeah, Bert has really come up here and provided a pretty big spark for the Miami Marlins.
It's all about
over
Bert,
300. Man. I guess it is. Another guy that has just been scorching hot is Xavier Edwards. We were talking about the splits for X. At second base this year, hitting 346. Shortstop was hitting 263. In the month of June, obviously, he did make the positional change, so that average stays the same at second base. But I think there's 2 parts in figuring out if a guy is of value, Jack. First, can he hit at this level consistently, right? And Xavier Edwards, ironically, just played his 162nd game yesterday. And when you do hit, does your team win? I know it's baseball. I know it's such an individualized sport, but I feel like Xavier Edwards is answering that question specifically in the month of June.
It's cool because I think a lot of people would look at batting average and say, oh, that doesn't really correlate to wins anymore. We're in the year 2025. How much does that actually matter? I think for Xavier Edwards, what he has proven is that batting average can correlate to wins. When this guy is on base, he is one of the best table setters in the National League. And all throughout spring training, we were talking about the back half of last year, what we saw from X, and we said this guy might be the most underrated leadoff guy in the National League. Heck, he might be the most underrated leadoff guy in Major League Baseball. At the beginning of the year, he didn't look like that. I don't know if it was injury related. Obviously, we knew about the knee thing that was nagging him for a little bit. We also knew about the back thing that landed him on the IL for a moment. But
frankly, for me, and you just highlighted it, that switch to second base opened up the world for him.
Yep.
And the thing that jumps out to me, he was striking out about 17% of the time as a shortstop. That's not X. You saw last year. That's not X. X is not going to strike out like that. Since making the move to second base, Xavier Edwards punching out 8.5% of the time.
Nearly cut it in half. Wow.
He's cut the walk rate, or he's cut the K rate, the strikeout rate in half. This guy is spraying the ball around the yard. He is the only qualified hitter in Major League Baseball without a homer. Nico Horner homered 2 nights ago, so it's just X in the 0 homer club right now.
So he's
qualified hitters. He could be due, but also
not here.
That's no, not here. Maybe in Arizona down the line, but I think that speaks to what this guy does aside from what is typical production in Major League Baseball in 2025. You got to hit homers. You can spray the ball around and be a nuisance on the base paths, and you can help your team win. That's what X has done.
One of the big things for the Marlins this year, they want to get answers to certain questions. I think they're starting to get their answer for Xavier Edwards in the long term in this organization for the Miami Marlins. The other area that I'd like to hit on is Kyle Stowers and Connor Norby. Last year, Jack, we got to see Connor Norby really have a tear of a second half with the Miami Marlins. Kyle Stowers struggled. We saw Kyle Stowers have a killer first half, and Connor Norby not so much. How excited should fans be that we're starting to see those two percolate? Kyle Stowers, 2 doubles yesterday. Connor Norby, back-to-back multi-hit games.
I think they should be really excited because all you look for over the course of a Major League Baseball season is to have multiple guys hot at the same time. Usually there is 1 or 2 guys in the lineup at any given moment kind of carrying you through that season. And that's the case with the Miami Marlins. That's the case with the Kansas City Royals. That's the case with the LA Dodgers. That's the case with the Houston Astros. Any of the 30 teams that you look at, they're going to have 1 or 2 guys that are hot, and they're going to have 1 or 2 guys that are cold. And then everybody else is kind of doing what they're supposed to be doing. And what we saw is Stowers cold, Norby hot back half of last year, which you just pointed out. We saw Norby hurt, Stowers hot at the beginning of the year, and then we saw Stowers get cold, Norby get cold at the same time. Now, if they both get hot, we're going to look at a very lengthy lineup because you have that bedrock of Augustin Ramirez. He can hit you a homer on any given night in any given ballpark, too. Augustin could end up putting a ball on the concourse just shy of the Coca-Cola sign here at Oracle Park. Here at Oracle Park tonight. That's the second time I've made that mistake this week. But he can do that at any moment. Otto Lopez can slap the ball around the ballpark at any moment. X can slap the ball around the ballpark at any moment. So you've got those guys playing at their baseline right now. If Stowers and Norby are both hot, that just elevates the product, and we're seeing that right now.
Jack McMullen with me now. Steven Strom, Marlins on deck. 3:45 first pitch. 2 more left for you, Jack. When we entered this series, I think I asked you, hey, the first 3 games were incredibly close. It was 2-0, 1-0, 3-2. Are we going to see a similar thing? What is it about, you think, these two in particular? With this season series, Marlins now 3-2, 15 runs scored, 13 runs given up. What's it about these two teams, you think, that play so well in a competitive game?
Yeah, I think both of them, they've struggled to score in bunches over the course of these 5 games. I think the Giants have some serious offensive identity issues, and I think the Giants pitching staff, they have 0 identity issues. So the Marlins are being held at bay by one of the best pitching staffs, actually the second best pitching staff in all of Major League Baseball. And the Giants, they're showing that they can't really hit right now, and they need more length in that Giant lineup. So I think the Marlins pitching has done a good job, but it's actually kind of an indictment on the Giants offense at the moment. And I think the Marlins are scratching enough across right now against the second best pitching staff in Major League Baseball.
We've bloviated about Jansen Junk, and I opened with his ability to supinate. Won't get back to that. But his ability to throw different pitches, the velo mix, all of it. What sticks out to you about what Junk has been able to do in a handful of appearances in his second start?
Do you have a toothpick I can borrow? Because I'm going old school right now.
Okay.
I need a toothpick to gnaw on. Throwing strikes. I do not care how hard you throw ball 4. Jansen Junk throws strikes. This guy does not walk anyone. He's near the top of the league in terms of limiting walks. Man, this guy is willing to attack with his stuff in the strike zone. He's not beating himself. And if you don't beat yourself, there are not many hitters that are going to beat you in Major League Baseball with that kind of stuff. There is a guy that could clip him for a homer, right? Like Devers could homer. Devers could send one into the Cove today. That's a solo shot. I don't care. That's fine. Jansen Junk has been so competitive within the strike zone. He has been executing within the strike zone and along the perimeter of the strike zone. I love that he's not walking guys.
He has never pitched here at Oracle Park, but I'll tell you one thing. I think a lot of arms would love to pitch in this weather and at this ballpark. Good job, Jack McMullen. A.J. Ramos just joined the program as well, but he's going to have to wait. You will hear him at 3:45. We'll break Expo question, Steve's guarantee. It's all next. Marlins on Deck continues on the Marlins Radio Network.
3-2 again. Again, Stowers goes, and Wagaman lifts that one into left center field. That is in, and that will get to the wall. It two-hops the wall in left center field. Stowers got the head start. He's around third. He's heading home without a throw. It's an RBI double for Eric Wagaman, and the Marlins are on the board in the top of the second. Play center, but some grass. 1-2. That ground ball through the left side for a base hit. Wagaman getting the run around. Ramos' throw coming home is on line, but it's late, and Norby pushes to second with a head-first dive on the throw. 103 off the bat. Giant infield is in now against Otto Lopez. In the first pitch, Otto slaps into center field. That is in for a base hit. Sanchez can walk home. Otto takes a turn to first, but retreats there. And the Marlins are stringing some hits together. After the Sanchez triple, an RBI single for Lopez. It's 3-0 Fish in the top of the third. 0-1 pitch. Ramos cracks one down the left field line. That is in for a base hit, and that will be extra bases. It kicks off the jutted out wall. Devers around third. Relay throw coming to the plate. On target on a hop. Hicks picks it up, and Devers did not slide. Liam Hicks, the catcher, swipes the tag on Devers, who is trying to score from first base. 7. First pitch. X, that was in his hands. Past the dive of the third baseman, Schmidt. Into left field for a base hit. That's going to plate another. Ramos' throw going to second base. It is not in time. Exit is second, standing up. He plates Norby from second base, and it's an RBI double. The lead is doubled. 4-2 Fish in the top of the seventh. 3-2 again. Schmidt with a ground ball over to short. Could end it. Otto to second for one. On to first. In time for the double play. Otto Lopez, the shortstop, ranged to his backhand. .com/Babcock.
National anthem in progress here at Oracle Park. Marlins on Deck about to conclude on the Marlins Radio Network. I'm Steven Strom, host of the program. We thank you for your participation. We had an awesome pregame show today, hearing from Dave Fleming. Big thanks to him, Jansen Junk. And I remind you again, Apple Podcasts and YouTube, make sure to check out that conversation that Jack and I had with him on Tuesday on our edition of Side Sessions. Okay, our Expo question today at Marlins Radio. Marlins looking to secure their second sweep of the season. Well, who did the first sweep come against? Actually, make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. It is time for Steve's Guarantee.
Batter up. Batter up.
Let's play some ball.
First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
For me, it's really been about Connor Norby, and you're starting to see slowly but surely the guy is turning things around, back-to-back days with multiple hits. I like him to now start to slug a little bit. Extra base hit for Connor Norby. Couple reasons. Number one, he's just been significantly better away from Lone Depot Park. He's hitting .297 with a .772 OPS away from the .305, and he has reverse splits. He's hitting .267 against right-handers, .196 against lefties. Give me Connor Norby with an extra base hit. Folks, I hope you got the hits for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. A.J. Ramos, he's ready to rock. Starting lineups in first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins on Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. A little May cleaning on the Marlins Radio Network.
Staples present